Our top focus this hour, at least 6 people have been killed after strikes by the Iran-backed Houthi rebels on a cargo vessel that was sailing near the el-Mandeb Strait off the Yemen's coast. The fatalities were announced by coast guards from Yemen's internationally recognized government. Eyewitness footage recorded near Yemen's coast showed a cargo ship engulfed in flames with thick black smoke rising from that vessel. In a statement, the Coast Guard said that 4 sailors aboard the cargo vessel, identified as Tihamah, were among those deceased, along with 2 members of the forces deployed during a rescue mission to evacuate the ship, having further added that initial salvo targeting the ship resulted in a fire aboard the vessel and inflicted extensive damage, in addition to causing deaths and injuries among its crew. These included 3 Pakistani nationals and 1 Indonesian national killed, while a second strike targeted the vessel as rescue workers carried out a mission to evacuate the ship. According to the Yemeni Coast Guard, the Houthi attack struck the site of the rescue operation and resulted in casualties among the forces who were participating in the response operation. It injured 10 people during the course of the strike. A Houthi media outlet later reported that the group's armed forces targeted a ship on Tuesday in the el-Mandeb Strait that it said was carrying Saudi military equipment. Although there was no official comment from the Houthis about the alleged attack, the statement came hours after the Yemeni government's transport ministry accused the Houthis of launching multiple strikes that hit the vessel. Parallelly, the US military continues to enforce a strict blockade in the Strait of Hormuz. On Tuesday, a US helicopter fired missiles into the engine room of a Panama-flagged cargo ship that attempted to break the American blockade of Iran's ports. In a post on X, the US Central Command said that US Navy's MH-60 helicopter fired Hellfire missiles, thereby disabling the MV Villanova, after the ship's civilian crew ignored repeated warnings from American forces. It further went on to say that vessel is no longer transiting to Iran in violation of the US blockade. This is notably third time in a months-long war against Iran that US has forcibly halted a vessel since reinstating the port's blockade that was on 14th of July. CENTCOM said it has redirected as many as 55 ships that tried to run the blockade and boarded 2 others as of Tuesday. Amid the action in the Hormuz, a senior advisor to the Commander-in-Chief of Islam's Revolutionary Guard Corps has suggested that Iranian forces must be able to expand their operations into what he called as enemy territory and carry out missions far beyond Iran's borders.
Whenever the situation demands and the order is issued, we must be capable of extending operations into enemy territory and conducting missions far from our own land. These are the characteristics of an offensive doctrine that must be realized. The IRGC is now tasked with achieving this readiness and developing the capability to execute such operations at the appropriate time.
On the other hand, Iran's top security official, Mohsen Rezai, has said that the vital Strait of Hormuz shipping route will remain shut until the US accepts Iran's conditions to end the war, the release of Iran's frozen assets, and an end to conflicts throughout the region, including in Lebanon and Gaza.